Hi guys, it's Mike again. Thanks for following me through on these videos. We've done headings, we've done paragraphs. Now let's have a look at lists. So the learning objectives for this one: recognize list tags, recognize unordered lists, recognize ordered lists, and recognize some list types. Okay, so let's have a look at the syntax first. Syntax is always, pointy brackets, backslash, pointy brackets in HTML. So it's just the letters in between that we're now concerned about. Okay. So LI stands for list item. List item. Excuse me. An unordered list item uses UL for unordered list, and the bottom one, an ordered list, is OL. So it's effectively the first letters of each word. So that's reasonable to remember. So, well, hey, let's go and code, shall we? So let's have a look at list items and ordered and unordered lists. Okay, guys. So what I've done using our skeleton on the left-hand side, doc type, HTML, head, body, the usual stuff. I've created a H2 heading called lists, and on the right-hand side you can see lists in my browser. So first let's have a look at unordered list, okay, UL. So just imagine, say, being at work, being at school, either the teacher creates bullet points or, the boss creates bullet points. I want you to give us some bullet points on this subject. Well, UL, unordered list, is bullet points. So I'm just going to create the opening tag UL and a closing tag UL. Okay, so that's unordered list. However, we don't have any list items. Okay, so we need to nest our list items within the UL tags. Okay, so I've created my first ones, and I always copy and paste it, the others. Okay, so it might look a bit messy at the moment, and this is why I use tabs in my code, so that we can keep track of what's going on. Okay, so all I'm doing is writing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for each of the list items. Okay, so you're probably sort of tapping away trying to catch up there, so I'll just stop and chat for a while. So unordered list, I've started it with UL opening tag, and then a closing UL opening tag, and then I've created 5 LIs, or 5 list items, each with its opening tag and its own closing tag. So I'm going to hit save, and now I'm going to hit refresh. And you can see in the browser, how cool is that? We've got 5 bulleted words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's unordered list. Now, what if we want an ordered list? Well, think back to a couple of slides ago, ordered list OL, so opening tag OL, closing tag OL. I'm just going to create some space, and I'm going to be lazy now, and you can be lazy too, so you can copy your list items. I'm using Command C on a Mac, but you can use Control C on a Windows machine, and to paste it's either Control V for Victor on Windows, or Command V on a Mac. Okay, so OL is ordered list, and what do you think you're going to get with ordered? Well, it's ordered by number, so I'm going to hit save, and I'm going to hit refresh, and hey, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that's pretty neat. Okay, where are we going with this? So first objective was, what is a list item? Second learning objective, what recognize an unordered list, UL. Third one was recognize an ordered list, which we now know as OL. And then I suggested some pardon me, some list types. Okay, so I'm not going to play with CSS right now. This is straightforward HTML. In the opening UL tag, after UL space, then type equals inverted commas, and I am going to choose circle. Whoops, that's not how you spell circle at all. Be careful how you spell circle. Okay, so what have I done? Within the UL opening tag, I've written or typed type equals apostrophe circle apostrophe. Okay, and I'm going to hit save. Now watch what happens when these when I refresh. Okay, what we're looking at is the bullets here. So I'm going to click refresh, and now instead of a black disk, we have circles instead. Now that's pretty cool. Okay, so without that type circle, we can see that it defaults to a black disk. Okay, now what else is available to us? So we've got disk, circle. How about square? Okay, so all I've done is within type, I've typed square in the inverted commas. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to refresh, and what we're going to look at is the circles hopefully change to square. Ta-da! Hey, now that's pretty cool. Do you know, somehow I preferred the circles. So over here in your text editor, if you want to go back at all, if you want to undo your coding, on a Windows machine, please use Control. On a Mac, use Command Z, or if you're American, Command Z. Okay, so Z for the UK, probably Europe, and Z for America, other countries. So circle looks good. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to hit refresh, and we're back to circles. Okay, that's pretty neat. However, I can hear you calling, hey Mike, what about the ordered list? Well, let's see what we can do. Okay, so within the opening tag, after the OL, put a space, type equals inverted commas, and then I'm going to put a small a. Okay, so hit save and refresh, and you can see the numbers have turned to little letters, or lower Roman as it's known, A, B, C, D, E. So let's see what else happens. Let's go A, or sorry, big A, all right, alpha. So I'm going to hit save. I'm going to hit refresh. And you can see our ordered list now is ordered A, B, C, D, E. This is pretty good. Now, how about Roman numbers? Okay, so I'm going to, I think this works. I'm going to put a big I. Okay, so I'm going to hit save and return. And now we've got Roman numerals. I, V, and V. Let's see if we can get little Roman numerals. So I'll put little I and save, go away and refresh. And we do. I, V, and V, but all in little letters. Now that is pretty cool. Now, I do know a lot of organizations have a specific way of writing lists and everything. So it's generally 1, 2, 3, 4 for the main paragraphs. Okay, so I've created 1, 2, 3, 4 in normal, but what about sub paragraphs or sub lists? Okay, so let's see what we can do. And in an organization that I've been attached to, they like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the main sort of lists, if you like, but sub lists, then they put A, B, C, D. So let's have a little play. Now, for a sub list, what we need to do is create a nested OL, or ordered list. Okay, so oops, it is, pointy brackets OL, close pointy brackets, and close the OL. Okay, so I don't know, I'll just grab 2 of these because these are like subheadings or sublists, if you like. Okay, and I'll just put first and second so that we can see the difference on the screen. Okay. However, as I said, the company that I previously worked for, they like 1, 2, 3, 4, but anything sort of sub paragraphs and all that, they like A, B, C, D. So you've seen what I've done here. I've created this nested ordered list within the original list and given it type A. So I'm going to hit save, Command S, and refresh. Hey guys, now you can see the power of HTML and the power of knowing the nuances of HTML and see what we can do. Right, so let's go. I'm now going up to the unordered list. I'm going to put an unordered list within an unordered list. Okay, so effectively nesting an unordered list. I'm going to grab the 2 list items that I put in the ordered. Okay. Oops. So, okay. Now it's getting a bit busy on here. So I'll just highlight what I've created. I've created this new unordered list within the first unordered list. And we've called that circle. Let's go for type equals inverted commas disk. And what do you expect is going to happen? Well, underneath the 3, we're going to have a separate list that will stick out, just like this one down here, but it should have a black disk instead of the circles. Ta-da! Now, please play around with lists, okay? You can have sublists and sublists and sublists and so on, but please bear in mind, if they're offset, all of a sudden they start marching across the page and you might have sort of sublists well off to the left. But we can figure all that out later with CSS when we can drag them all back to the left. Okay, but that's for a later video. Anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that. So back to the learning objectives. I asked you to recognize HTML list tags. Right, so those are the LIs. Recognize unordered lists. Those are the ULs. And don't forget, we need the list items within the unordered list tags. And likewise for the ordered lists, which are the OL tags. And then recognize some list types. So we saw for ULs, we saw disk, we saw circle, we saw square, and we saw capital ABC, little ABC. We had the Roman version, Roman numerals in big letters and then little letters, and then of course we had 1, 2, 3. So I hope you enjoyed that. That was a bit of fun. So thanks ever so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.